Hello everyone, Simon here, and welcome back to our playthrough of Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. So the last case was kind of straightforward, to be honest. Like there were what? There was one location. Were there one or two locations? Just one location, and only like three people to talk to. Anyway, let's see what the Kew Gardens drama is. So these cases they vary in size by quite a lot.
Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Oh, nice.
Ridiculous and dangerous.
They're domestic bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious workers. Anyway, Watson, I am sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You have a new case?
Yes, but nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, however did you guess?
For the great Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
When we come back, the dog is going to be dead, killed by the bees. So bees can't make honey without flowers and nectar, of course. So just having bees in the apartment is not going to give you honey all year round. You're going to need a lot of flowers inside your apartment as well. So let's go to the Kew Gardens to get some flowers for our bees. Are we really going to leave Toby there with a lot of bees? That seems... Well, Toby might be smart enough to survive the bees. Toby seems like a smart dog. I wonder what the loading screens... I guess it's because every location has like unique textures and you have to load all the textures into the memory, I guess. Maybe if my hard drive was fully solid state, these loading screens would be shorter. But I guess that's not the case. Have solid state hard drives come down in price yet? Like, are they cheap enough for us to have like 4 terabyte solid state drives in our laptops? Well, it's probably going to be a big place because the loading screen was a long one.
Well, Holmes, here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
Okay, here we are. Hi. There's the gate. Should we walk around? We can't walk off the grass or walk onto the grass. Also,
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson. We are investigating the theft of plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favor for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens, and that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us about the plants?
They were rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced?
No, but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now, you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
Okay.
Here it is. This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're very sorry. We were not aware. The two of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Oh dear. Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
You say that he died here, in the large glass house.
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the colonial collection. He suffered a heart attack. Just like that. So suddenly. It was terrible. Excuse me, gentlemen, but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Of course, we understand.
Okay, so we're not really here for the theft of the plants, we're here for a dead person, and you'll notice that the glass house is mostly not actually glass. Which is good, because I don't think my computer can handle that much transparency. Also, I guess it saves them from having to render the exterior while you're on the inside too. So it's not just my computer that's limited.
The plants were here. All of them were stolen.
Plants from the east and the land of the rising sun. I mean, east, there's a lot of things in the east. Like how far east are we talking about? I mean, land of the rising sun is Japan, so it starts at Japan. But you know, what is east? Is Turkey east? You know, like is Poland east? Or are we talking about Iran? Are we talking about India, China, Papua New Guinea? Like what is? There's a lot of things in the east. Like I don't know, East Russia.
Do not touch.
All right, we're not gonna touch it. Ooh, balloons. Those balloons look a little bit whack. They're more like bubbles than balloons. Balloon rendering technology not as advanced.
Do not touch.
Oh, plants list. Huh.
Here is a list of the stolen plants.
Okay, so we collected a list of stolen plants. There's water here. Why is there... There's a tree in the water? Really? Where did the roots go?
These trees, with their roots in water, must originate from Louisiana.
Ah yes, the bayou. I remember our visit in the case of the Awakened.
But where do their roots go? They just go into the ground and then there's water. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if that's meant to work like that. I don't know, I guess it does. We can go outside if we want to.
According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead.
Indeed.
Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground.
Okay.
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
So, I mean, he was carrying a flower pot when he died, I suppose. Like, what is that? Footprints?
The traces are thinner in some places.
It means he was dragged.
These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet.
Yes,
The footprints reveal that someone staggered here.
that's what I said. Okay.
This pot was broken fairly recently.
And just put back together.
A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced.
Right.
The door was smashed at shoulder height. This door handle is new. It was recently changed.
Right. Someone did break in.
The esconsson was breached near the handle. The door was forced from the inside of the Colonial Collection Room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection.
It was smashed. The other guys said that the door wasn't forced. I guess it wasn't forced when they stole the plants.
Blood.
Dun dun dun. Okay, there's blood. There's also a broken sign.
This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it.
Maybe a
Someone fell
body.
violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound. All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
Well, where'd you leave your imagination, Sherlock Holmes? Let me just look around a little bit more first. So there's a door that goes, I don't know where it goes. Alright, let's imagine a world where two dudes fight each other and smash their heads against the railing. Determine the correct sequence of events. Breaking the door, knocking over the pot, falling on the fence.
This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident, or a murder then, I wonder? I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
Maybe he was poisoned and then he tried to break out, but he succumbed to the poison before he could get away completely.
That is...
What? Oh.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
Right.
The smell is strong. It is a detergent.
Something was washed.
This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow. A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture.
Okay.
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
That would be where the poison comes from. I can open it for some reason. What is this?
These windows were perfectly cleaned. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned.
Right, so these windows are clearly not clean, or rather, opaquely not clean. And these are clearly clean. What is that? Ooh. Cacti from Australia? Alright, that's cool. British Honduras. Malacca. Yes, we're gonna look at all the locations of the British Empire. Kolkata. I can't quite see what the Sudan. New Zealand, British India. Why would they put... Wait a minute. Okay, so some of these are tropical. New Zealand is not really tropical. Bengal, Singapore. I'm not sure. The Cape Colony. I'm not sure that the plants from New Zealand and the Cape Colony should survive in the same places as, you know, Honduras and Australia and so on.
These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire.
You'll notice that the United States is not a part of the Empire anymore. Get wrecked, British people. Alright, so what do we do now? We would look around some more, right? What do we have? Search archives, alright. And then we have nothing else. I guess we just look around a bit more. There's no door here, right? There's this thing. I should check out where the other end of the ventilation goes. Alright, let's go walk around. Oh hey, there's a room. What is this?
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
Alright.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
So there's a ventilation thing up there as well. And the game does tell me that I need to deduct. Oh hey, look, are we gonna walk through the entire Botanic Gardens? Let me just observe all the interesting plants around here. Oh, palm trees. So here's the palm collection. Botanic Gardens, old school Botanic Gardens, which this is one of them, they're like zoos except for plants, and so they'll just collect plants from around the world and put them on display. It's just a plant collection basically.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
I think more modern gardens will try to present them more naturalistically. So instead of just like just being like a room full of plants, they'll try to recreate the landscape from which the plants came from. Like zoos, really. So instead of just putting zoo animals in cages, you try to like create a savanna and then put the zebras and giraffes in a vaguely natural setting, which is better for the animals and I guess also more educational for the visitors as well, because they get to see the animals in something that resembles their natural setting instead of seeing them like in an artificial cage. Let's look at them. Only 3 things of interest. Red eyes wet recently, consumed by grief. Shaving cut. Cut himself shaving. He cut himself with a razor. That's how sad he is. Clean hands? Wasn't he working?
Do you work here?
Yes, but part-time only, for I'm also studying botany at the University of London.
You're following in your father's footsteps, then. That is commendable.
Well, even if botany is not my strongest suit, there are people who say that I could be a good manager.
Okay.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Alright, so we haven't found anything worth talking to him about yet. Examine
Palm House.
Palm House. Okay. So do we just keep walking? Oh, and we're outside. Okay, let's just walk around. This is a fairly big place for the game. Not a big place for a botanic garden, right? It's only... You can see that the boundaries, like the walls there and the walls there. So for a botanic garden, it's not a big place. For this game, though, it's a pretty big environment compared to some of the other rooms we've been in. Oh, look, flowers. Oh, we can't trample the flowers. I tried. I tried to walk right into the flowers. Alright, what's going on?